Hello Carters, welcome to another video. I'm your host, Nin Chico, and today we're going to talk about how to make your own custom suit. We're going to talk a little bit about preparing your artwork. We're going to talk about preparing elements, preparing logos. Just make sure that everything is nice and neat for that sweet creativity to run rampant. All right, without any further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so you're joining me here in Adobe Illustrator, where I'm going to show you a little bit my process to work when I'm doing a new suit. So I usually am concentrating on Sparco Prime-K suits. That is what we will be working towards today. So to start off the file here, I like to put out a few references. What am I working with? What is the objective here? And this is a helmet. Sorry, no suit. Suit is what we're going to do. No suits yet. This is a helmet that I designed for myself at Aerovicta. And the color palette of this suit, again, suit is what we're going to do. This is a helmet. Come on, get on with it. Nin Chico, what's up? Anyway, this helmet has a color palette that I extracted here. So this color palette, the top values here, these are RGB values for each color, but because you're going to print this and because Sparco are incredibly professional at what they do, you need to translate these RGB values to Pantone values. The reason why you want to do this is that the Pantone colors are universal. So whatever it is, a Pantone 403C, here it's going to be a Pantone 403C everywhere. And you really want to do this for color consistency and for color accuracy. This is super important. So make sure that whatever you do, you translate properly from RGB to Pantone. Full disclosure and disclaimer here, you're not going to be able to do it because there is no direct translation from RGB to Pantone. There are close enough estimates, but a one-to-one, it's very complicated to do. So what are you going to do? I'm going to link down below a website that allows you to see what the RGB value, what does it translate to a possibility of Pantones, and then you will make the best decision with what you have, right? Unfortunately, that's how the process is. If you have access to a Pantone color book, that is great because you can see firsthand how that looks like. Usually printers have that around, so if you are lucky enough to be close to a printer, go and check it out and see if they can sort you out with some help, just so that you can see what the colors look like. But yeah, all in all, the website that translates RGB to Pantone will be your first line of reference. Again, link will be down below. Moving on real quick here to other elements. I love these lines. I love these geometric elements and these repetitive and repetition elements. I'm a sucker for these things. Essentially, they're lines, and I play with the color. I play with the inside color, with the outside color here, essentially the stroke and the fill. That's what I like to play off with, and have different combinations really, and just try it out, see what pops to your eye. This is pretty interesting as well, but just see what's up and have fun with it. That's the most important thing. Last but not least, I'm going to go here to the logo element. So I like to organize everything that I'm going to use into a single repository so that I don't have to be looking for what I want. So I like to have everything here ready to go. And what I mean by ready to go is that all of these are vectors, and vectors means that I can zoom in as much as I want and no quality is lost, because actually at the end of the day, these things are all, not what I wanted. Yeah, as you can see, these are all lines essentially. Yeah, the images that were there, they are objects, but essentially these are all lines. So these can be zoomed in as much as you want, and no quality loss ever. So if you want to put logos in your suit, make sure that you source the vector files of those logos so that you have complete control over the size. By the way, Sparco will want you to do that. So just, make sure that you're working with the proper files right from the beginning. Also, word of advice is to make sure that you have the logos that you want in multiple shapes. I mean, I have here the logo on the side, top and bottom lettering, then top and bottom lettering in different arrangements. So just make sure that you have all these things before you start, because you don't want to be fooling around with logos in the middle of your creative process. So those are my tips to housekeep a little bit and start on the right foot. Okay, so let's try and design a suit in under 23 minutes, or the same. We're starting off here with my usual go-to type of design. This file came from Sparco, and I just made a few adjustments to it just to put a few logos there. These files come in objects, connected to objects that are not hidden, but they are in layers. So you can see me here double-clicking and stepping into the front of the suit to put that element that I took of those parallel lines, putting it at a 45-degree angle. I quite like the 45-degree angles. They make things really easy. Putting that circle in so that I can then pull the Adobe logo in it. And essentially what I'm trying to do is make sure that that circle is well within, it's very well aligned to the size of the lines. It's looking pretty cool, if I don't mind saying so myself. I'm trying to look for things, I'm trying to discover things, I'm trying to see what makes sense and what doesn't. How is it that I can, how can I make this look cool? How can I make this look interesting? Making sure there that the lines are not interfering with the Sparco logo. The Sparco logos are non-negotiables. You need to respect where they are and their size. Now I'm bringing the Aerovicta logo there, as you can see, and I am making sure that everything is looking cool and looking good. And I'm quite happy with that result, to be honest. I think that looks pretty decent. Now bringing the lettering over, and as you can see also with a 45-degree angle, that makes things very, very easy. So yeah, let's go overkill and make it big. As we reach the 5-minute mark, I am trying to play around with colors, see if that looks interesting, but I quite like the idea of the red. You'll see why in a second, because I don't want to keep the background blue. Actually, I want to use that beige or that sand type of color. I quite like that. We just brought over some of the shapes of the suit there to respect the overall cut. We're putting that sand color on the inner sleeves, I guess. I'm gonna call it sleeves. I think that's sleeves. And I'm using the dark blue to work as my darker color in this composition that I'm doing here. I quite like that look. I think that look is pretty interesting. Just make it a little bit more scale there on Aerovicta. And as I said before, these Sparco logos, you cannot change them in place, so you really need to find ways of making them work. So I'm going to create a little mask there. I'm creating the shape here, as you can see. And the idea is that the Sparco logo lives in this negative space that I'm about to create here. And I think that will look pretty interesting. Yeah, there you go. I just need to increase the height of that negative space so that the logo has a little bit more space to breathe. That is pretty much it. You'll notice that we are almost reaching the 10-minute mark. I'm trying to see what I can do here in the front, see if that makes sense, changing those things or not. But in the end, I decided, red is okay. But I quite like the blue bit to be blue. I changed the color there to the Sandman color, or that beige color. And now I changed the Sparco logos at the bottom to become dark blue, and that's pretty much it. Going up to the side, you do need to make the sides as well so that Sparco know how is it roughly that you want things. And I just went ahead and adapted there a little bit the logos, and tried to, include on the side the Cabo do Mundo logo. These people are always super nice to me, and it doesn't cost a thing to repay back all they do for me. They do entertain a lot of my lunacy, I must say. So yeah, went there with a quick color change, just to make sure that the logo is popping well with that blue background. I quite like that little logo of the robot love. Probably more on that later. So I took it from the side, and I'm gonna put it there over the chest as well. I think that works really nicely. We just need to change the color, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, I think that's looking pretty good. 13-minute mark was just been reached. So we just carry on. And we carry on by putting the Aero Victa logo on the side. This is particularly important for those side shots when driving the kart, just so that whatever is on your leg really pops up. And I went for this color code in which Aero Victa is red and everything else is dark blue, or that shiny blue on a dark blue background. So I'm quite happy with the color scheme. It is consistent with what I have on my helmet. So this is working well, I think. What do you think? Do you think that this is a good design? Let me know. We're just adjusting here ever so slightly the Aero Victa logo so that the circle part of the logo is applied that rotation, so that when I'm standing, the logo is properly seen. But when I'm sitting, it's skewed. So I quite like these things. These things really work for me. As we just fixed that little bit of the logo there of Sparco on the shoulder of the suit. And yeah, looking at some final details, we on the front and sides, we now are going to try and see what is it that we can do on the back of the suit. And obviously we want to make sure that whatever is on the back, if there's some sort of rotation, it needs to match the rotation that is on the front. So this is why you saw me flip the direction of the lines, because they kind of go around the suit. And yeah, you need to be mindful of these things. Pretty happy with that result. I'm now putting the integral parts of the suit over the design, because this is essentially how it's going to be. We already looked at this spacing or this negative space creation for the Sparco logo at the back. Again, this is an imperative. We need to keep it there, and I quite like how that works. So that little interruption there works well. This Menino Chic subscribe thing and QR code that people can actually scan off my suit, which I think is pretty cool. I just want to make sure that it's properly done, because I had made a change to this thing. As you can see, it had subscribe and follow, blah, blah, blah. So I had to change that a little bit. And that is good. That makes a lot of sense. That is cool. Okay. And yeah, we're almost at the end. Just doing some final adjustments at the back. And now you'll see that the bottom of the lines need to hit exactly the bottom of the lines at the back need to hit exactly the bottom of the lines in the front. So this is what I am doing now. And you'll notice that I will pull a guide now, just to make sure that things are properly aligned in terms of vertical distance. And yeah, bring them down a little bit. And that is pretty much a suit done in 23 minutes. Do that little change there. Nice alignment there. Not much logo as I wanted, But don't worry, we have lettering that we can cover that space with, and that's what I'm going to do now. And there you go. Pop in the lettering. Not the right version. Yep, that is the one. Okay, with the left-hand alignment, that looks pretty cool, I think. And yeah, put it red. Little rotation, and there you go. That looks like a suit done in 23 minutes. 23 minutes and 10 seconds. Let me know what you think. Yeah. Last but not least, last piece of the puzzle, compose an email, attach the file, and lick the stamp and send it. So there you go, karters. That is how I do my own custom suits. Notice that I used Adobe Illustrator, but feel free to use any vector program you are most comfortable with. The other thing is that we concentrated this video on the Sparco Prime-Ks because this is what I like, but I know that other brands allow you to do other types of customizations. So this is Sparco, you do you. Now, important thing, or three important things that I really want to leave you with this video is, number one, prepare your artwork. This is super important. Make sure that all the little elements that you have, you nail them and you have them ready to rock and roll. There's nothing worse than having to stop your creative flow to go and get an element. If you have to do it, that's okay too, but just try and mitigate that risk of breaking that creative flow. Number two, always use vector data. That is super important. Most of these producers will reject any sort of bitmap. Bitmap, for those of you that don't know, it's all JPEGs, PNGs, GIFs, all those types of files. You don't put them in the suit because the data doesn't translate properly, okay? So in some cases you may be able to do it. Specifically, the process of how these suits get made is called sublimation printing most of the times. And this is the information for those of you that like to nerd out a little bit. But make sure that, yeah, vector data, less problems. Number three, be original and have fun. That's it. Let me know how you enjoy this video or if you dislike this video. I want to hear all about it. Put it in the comments below because I really like to engage with all of you. And yeah, I guess I'll catch you on the next video.